King Alcohol has many forms by which he catches man. He is a beast of many horns, and ever thus has been. For there's rum, and gin, and beer, and wine, and brandy of logwood hue, and hog, and port, and flip, combined to make a man look blue. He says be merry, for his good sherry, and Tom and Jerry, champagne and perry, and spirits of every hue.
And Ryan brings us in.
No, but like 8 people said they'd make us one. Mike.
Oh yeah.
He was the first one. I said, I'll do a song. And, yeah. Graveyard. What was it? What's the name of the band? I don't know if he's still doing that one. But
I'll buy 8.
No, there was a Graveyard band he was in. Gravediggers. Yeah, he said that was. Yeah, he said they were going to do a song, and that never happened. Thanks, Mike. And then Roberto and Chris Birch. Let's call them all out. I think Dead Squirrel said they'd make us one, didn't they? At one point or another, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll call in our favorites at some point.
U2, I think, said they were going to make us one.
Yeah, definitely. I talked to the Stones the other week.
Yankees.
Stones are still stonewalling.
Yeah.
And haven't gotten
They want
yet.
too much.
Yeah, they're expensive.
No. Oh,
Hey!
I thought we were waiting for Rick.
No, you said you want to do it. You said you want an intro and get it going. Rick will be fine.
All right, I guess we'll.
Well, there you go. Yeah. We're a minute and a half in. Hey, welcome to the Blind Pig Confessions. You know what we are.
Here we go.
We're retarded. You want me to start over?
No.
Okay.
No.
I've done the intro like 3 times
we screw
already.
Those beginnings up every time, so
I know.
not? Why wait? Why screw it up again? So
Loser.
we were at doing a little home show at the Douglas residence up in South Bend, Indiana.
Hanging out at the old homestead.
Yep.
Well, not old homestead. Ryan's homestead.
Ryan, thanks for having us, Ryan.
Thank you, sir. Always appreciated.
Ryan's full.
You're always welcome.
And, of course, Ernie's with us tonight. Ernie, thanks for being with us.
Hey, no problem.
And beautiful Michelle is joining us tonight. And
Mickey Dicky.
Michelle, Mickey Diggy. And, of course, Rick, who is taking the dog out for a walk. Rick, he brought us a scotch tonight. He got some monkey shoulder. What else did he bring us? Oh, he brought some Belvini, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
It's going to be a long night.
It is.
There's a lot of beer in front of us.
Tonight's going to be it's a different night. Again, it's a home show. We're going to do some we're going to talk about some music. We're going to talk albums, some first albums, debut albums. We're going to drink some scotch. Again, thank you, Rick, for bringing some monkey shoulder and some Belvini.
I got weed too.
And a lot of beer from TAVR. And of course the greatest
Holy
app
shit,
you can buy. I mean, you can't beat it.
You don't got to buy the app.
Yeah. No. Free app and delicious beer delivered to your doorstep for $14.99 a month. You can't. It's incredible.
$4.99 for the flat fee for the delivery.
For the flat fee, right?
Just for the delivery.
Yeah. As many beers.
Understand
as
you
want.
have to buy the other beers, but
yes, yeah. Well, but the selection's been incredible.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
Great featured beers every day, and Michelle, you've been doing it for a while now. Last month, right? She's got she got her first delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple of here tonight. But yeah, it's an amazing app. Also sponsored tonight is 1056, is sponsoring this show. They gave us some a chocolate orange IPA. It's called Orange is the New Black. And so I don't know if that was an Erica or a Mike. I don't know if they say who developed that one, but 1056 we love in Knox. They have raspberry stout.
We're going to get into the conversation on the black IPAs when it comes around.
I'll tell you what, we will, because this one was really delicious.
No. And I understand that. But
yeah,
I have some issues with
I do
the black
too.
IPA.
I'm not a big fan, but this was definitely worth it.
Because when we made one, it was
well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, that.
Where did you say that brewery was from?
1056 out of Knox.
They're up in Knox.
That's my buddy's neighbor.
Yep.
Is
he
it?
lives right next door.
No, well, he should be there every day because it's
he
a
does.
great brewery.
He gets in
I
trouble
bet.
every day. His wife goes looking for him. She goes, "I'm going to visit the neighbors."
Well, yeah, exactly. At this point, you don't really got to look for him. You just walk next door.
Yep. Great people.
Is he there?
Great place. We'll be doing a show there shortly.
Yep.
Is that a new place?
Yeah.
No.
They got. Well, they've been brewing for a while.
We did the tip. We did because we introduced him at a Tippy's event
a
for
little over
Takeover.
a year ago. But
It's been about a year. Yeah.
And they had just their
Distribution
brew house
only.
hasn't opened yet, but
But it's
they
been
were
open 6 months now or so.
Oh, yeah, at least,
something
yeah.
like that.
I
So
think- Yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to that propane place right across the street.
Yep.
and propane accessories.
Yep. Awesome place. Good people. Good beers.
Yep.
And also they're dog friendly, so you can bring your pups in there and you can bring Princess in, Rick, and have a beer.
There you
America.
But yeah, it's an awesome place. So they got that one. They got the black, like I said, the raspberry stout tonight from 1056, and we're starting with a couple. I know Ernie brought some Three Floyds. What is this? Is this a pale ale, correct, or is this an IPA?
It just says ale.
Just says ale.
Yeah, it's called Cheer Team.
Cheer Team. It's a wicked freaking cover.
Yeah, their artwork's always been very good though. So they really had a problem with their artwork.
It's definitely a hoppy, but juicy.
Very hoppy.
It's very hoppy, but it's good beer. It's a wicked. What'd you say? It was like a chemical bottle. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like
It looks like a
bottle.
It looks like the old glass, dark glass short bottle.
I got some great notion in cooler.
It's a short. It's got the short neck. It's a short neck bottle. You'll see it on the pictures that we post. Eventually, I think. But I like the little short neck bottles.
That's what I hear.
But it's not even
My
whatever.
beer tastes like weed.
Stop it.
Just saying.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys asked beer. Fuck it.
Well, we want you here because we're not only going to drink some good beer tonight, we want to talk music.
Hey.
Yeah.
And
you guys know
not only
music.
he's a music fan, he's a
The
musician,
least
bass
knowledge
player
of that.
extraordinaire from
No, I have been on stage with a few different people of note, but only temporarily on stage.
Who cares?
I was the guy that could get my way on stage with anybody, but to play with them full time, fuck no.
Sounds like my dating life too. Hey, what are you gonna do? All right.
So we're gonna talk about some.
I need to be drinking.
We need to drink. We're gonna start with this is the Rare Barrel out of Rare Barrel Brewery actually.
So we're starting with sour. We're gonna.
It's a sour.
We've got a few sours and gozes.
It's a golden sour, not to be confused
I love it.
with the golden shower. It's a golden sour beer aged in oak barrels with jade needle white tea. So I don't
With
know.
Jade Weddle Hood and Huda?
Yeah, it's a busy.
Did you say tea?
White tea.
Okay.
It's a busy little beer from Rare Barrel. It's out of Berkeley, California.
It seems like it needs. Well, I haven't tasted it yet, but I always worry when they get too busy with it.
It's a blend golden sour beers aged in oak barrels with jade, fermented with mixture of microorganisms and base beer provided foundation of lemongrass and pear notes, blend seamlessly with notes of peach and grapefruit. Like I said, it's a busy
See,
beer.
That bothers me sometimes
And
when they
he
get
did
that busy.
without
It says
glasses.
it should be cellared, but you know what? Screw it, we're drinking it.
I've got something swimming in mine.
We're drinking it.
It could
all
cellar it for
tonight.
years
Must
to
be the
come.
lemongrass.
You can lemongrass. Oh, he's picking lemongrass out of it, so they didn't filter it very well.
Well, I don't know. Do you wash the cup out either? It could be who knows. It's actually not bad. I think
It's very earthy.
Yeah.
I like it.
No. It's.
I
I don't.
tell you,
They
think there is
described it as
lemongrass in
too.
there.
They described it as too complex because there's too many stuff. Once you throw the lemongrass in there, you're kind of gonna overpower stuff.
yeah, I don't get pear. I get lemon. Definitely lemon out of there, but it's good. Ryan, you're a big sour fan. You like that?
No, I like it a lot. It's almost
good.
Tastes almost like a Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a.
Kind of floral, and
Mhm.
that's probably maybe the pear. and-
What's the ABV on that? Because it's I can't tell if it's just the dry or
it is dry.
the
isn't it?
grapefruit or something on the aftertaste. Just hitting the back of my tongue. I'm not sure.
6.2.
It's a little dry, but
Kind of more like a champagne-y beer.
Yeah, very carbonated. I
well, yeah, the sours and the sours are
But
all
in-
be kind of
yeah.
like that.
like it actually.
Actually, no, it's really actually it needs to be a lot colder.
It's
You
very
let that
yeah.
That's
yeah.
an ice.
Well, we just
Again,
pulled it out,
sours
but-
should be ice cold.
Yeah, it'd be a great summer beer.
All I get's the lemon, maybe a little bit of grapefruit, something in there, but I don't get peach or any. I get no peach on that at all.
Pear? No, I'm not getting pear out of there. But
Yeah, pear is way too.
yeah.
You really can't put pear with anything because anything's going to overpower pear. Pear is way delicate.
yeah,
You know, other than the light sweetness and the graininess of it, you know, that's you're going to overpower everything with lemongrass. Pretty, in my opinion, most of the lemongrass ones I've had.
Now, is that something they specialize in?
I don't know. I've never heard of these guys before.
Yeah, we get a lot of new
Um,
stuff that we try to research.
Well,
but
no,
nothing we've
he's
done
right.
before.
Actually, it says the Sour Beer Company.
Oh,
so I think
it's kind of like an upland.
Kind
Kind of like an upland.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, It keeps it easier to, you don't have to worry so much about contaminating the rest of your frickin' brewery.
Yeah.
When you're trying to do them all, if you just stay, with that. Otherwise, you have to have an entirely separate building.
Yeah, we'll have to look them up, see if they do anything else, or they're just doing sours. But it's delicious beer.
It is. I'm good with it.
It's a good starter.
It is a good starter.
Clean the palate after that awesome white fish. Again,
it empty?
Compliments of Rick. And no, there's some more in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Soak it up. We had some white fish and some Brussels sprouts, which Ernie was amazed by.
Oh yeah, they're really really good.
Tastes like scotch and weed to me. So. just saying.
Alrighty.
Dave's not here.
I wish Dave was here.
That's our other sponsor. That's good.
Yikes.
So
All right.
going around, do we have any we're
All
gonna
right,
talk
let's
music.
get into something.
Some iconic first albums that you guys grew up with and loved, and they don't have to be. It can be influential to you or to the scene, or you know what I mean. But the great first debut album by somebody that sticks out to you.
You kick it off. You kick it off.
Well, I mean, if you go back to the '60s, I think we don't have to do this go by a decade or anything like that. But going back to the '60s or even the '50s, we can get into the blues and stuff too. But for rock and roll, anyway, Stooges back in '69 was a huge influential album and influenced a hell of a lot of people, a lot of bands after that, the New York Dolls. But that first Stooges album was amazing. It doesn't have to be. I think we talk about first albums as there's albums I think that are better. Like the Rolling Stones, obviously, their first album, it's great, but it's a bunch of cover tunes, and that doesn't hold any weight to Beggar's Banquet and stuff they did afterwards. But as a debut album, I don't think it holds the weight. But I think the Stooges' first album definitely it holds the weight to anything they did because that was an amazing album.
The Stooges?
Yes,
Yeah.
not the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Yeah, I know. Well, you guys, he's ancient. He remembers the '60s, I think.
Then you got bands that never accomplished anything. I mean,
like in
probably
Living Color, one good album and then out in Living Color.
well, that's like Guns N' Roses in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree. Axl's a douchebag.
Hey, I mean that's
Amazing-
that's got to be on the
amazing
list.
first album, though.
Yeah, it's got to be on the
Yeah.
list of one of the best debut albums of all time.
No,
Not just
no.
influential, but I mean it's an incredible album.
Yeah, I've got it on vinyl.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was influential, and it was. I mean that
No,
it kind of everything was kind of getting blended, and it was getting out of that nasty ballad shit for a while there.
Yeah, it went from that 80s
Yeah.
bullshit to we can play anything in one song and make it fucking sound good.
Yeah.
And they combined every genre into one song and made it sound good. And then Axl freaked out. And,
Yeah.
fuck him.
Start eating ho-hos and
He got the Jim Brown system. The syndrome that kills it all. You think you're better than everybody.
I'm waiting till last because
we don't have to,
my stuff is completely different. I leave it up to you. Well, no,
because I mean we just
I
throw
know,
shit out there. As we
I'm
come up with
working
it.
on it. I'm getting there. I'm just letting you guys. You guys are the more music people. My music shit was mundane and repetitive and had to. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with music.
You want to know music, you got to talk to the big ball.
I know.
Right there.
Waiting for him.
And
Ryan, what's your
and he
iconic?
won't
Come on,
say
buddy.
Shit, because he doesn't.
Yeah,
feel
he does.
comfortable.
Yeah, he does.
Still, it comes to trivia.
Music. He knows music.
What
Hey
was that?
Douglas, wake the fuck up. What do you think?
Oh, I'm looking through the stack here, trying to figure out
The
it's
stack
a-
of 550 fucking albums on the wall. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, look through.
I'm still a big fan of the debut from Moby Grape. I think is one of the best debuts out there.
Best and underrated. I mean that whole
No.
band and
Who? Can't argue.
Moby
that.
Grape.
Yeah, can't argue
Yeah.
that. Can't argue that.
And why? Why? What happened? I mean, why is that? I mean, that should be such a iconic.
It was
Album.
they were basically to me it was the kind of the start of the alternative country. The
It was before Burrito and
Flying Breed Brothers, right?
and
It's
it was
kind of a blend of everything.
yeah.
Why is it that I've never heard of Moby Grape?
I don't know. I bet
You don't
heard,
drink enough
I
scotch.
never have either.
That must be it.
Yeah.
I thought that was like wasn't that what they called like the little the purple ice pop or whatever when you were a kid? Because they all had like a name and an animal and something. Wasn't Moby Grape?
Moby Grape.
Not an icicle or a popsicle.
But I mean,
flavor.
you think? I mean, Graham Parsons, and the Flying Burrito Brothers, and obviously the band, the Big Pink, which is an incredible music from the Big Pink's an amazing album. But I think they kind of got blessed with being this first, and they weren't. I mean, they got famous, but yeah, you're right. Moby Grape, that album was just phenomenal, and definitely don't hear enough about it.
I'll have to look him up. Yeah, I to be honest,
Hey.
I don't know him either. So
I gotta say, whatever Ryan Douglas says is good is right, because the motherfucker knows more about old music than all of us put together.
They had
Bottom fucking line. I'm not gonna argue it. Not gonna pretend it's something different. And thank you, sir.
You got it.
Fucking prick.
The Moby Grape had a guy in the band. I can't remember exactly what instruments because he played everything. But he kind of had his story was kind of like Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac. He had one of the acid casualties of the '60s.
One of many, yeah.
And he ended up in the loony bin for a while, and he got out and they had him in a halfway house. And the story is I don't even think he'd been. He escaped. Well,
Where did he?
he got up and got on a bike and in his pajamas and drove to the recording studio, and cut an album by himself. Played all the instruments, and it's just phenomenal. It's called Ore.
And you just picked it up, didn't you? Did you get it yet?
I did. It's Skip Spence.
Skip Spence. So we're gonna be listening to some more tonight. That's for damn sure. Have you checked it out yet? Did you just get it? You did? You got the album?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Fucking A.
you can use your other cup if you want still too. But we're passing around another one while we're still talking and all that. Ernie, what you got, man? What you got for your album? Something influential, or you're big, something like that.
I'm still stuck in the day with the old Judas Priest and Iron Maidens.
Hey,
All
British
right.
Steel. That's an amazing album.
Hey, Rob
Yeah.
Halford's still killing it at 70 years old.
Absolutely.
Saw him last year up in Detroit, and it sounds the
Did
same
you?
as he did.
Iron Maiden's the same.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it. Yeah, Iron Maiden. That first album was incredible. I think. Well, I don't know if Rick's got to be a Montrose fan, isn't he? Probably another band that really people don't know of. They've heard a million times, know everybody in the band, and heard everybody in the band. Even of course, Ronnie Montrose played with Van Morrison, and God, who else he played with? Didn't he play with? He plays with
Montrose played.
everybody
Yeah,
pretty
with
much, and a
everybody.
ton of studio albums. You've heard them, you probably never know it, but that first Montrose album, and then of course it was the rise of Sammy Hagar, and then before Sammy Hagar was a douche and sucked, and before he ruined Van Halen, but.
Hey,
Oh,
I always liked Sammy Hagar.
We got a Sammy Hagar Valen.
Yeah, I like
Hey,
Sammy
Jesus,
Hagar.
you
Way
know.
better than David Lee.
Sammy
Oh,
Hagar
God.
stole all his riffs from Rory Guerrero. Or
Gallagher.
Gallagher. Sorry.
Like, wait a minute.
I was thinking about wrestling a minute ago.
Just put both of them together.
Besides, I'm drunk, So.
Well, that's all right. Nothing wrong
Well,
with that.
that's the plan.
That's what I do. That's my plan for the weekends.
That's why I'm here.
But yeah, Montrose was hugely influential. I mean, there's so many bands that kicked off that '80s, the hair bands and shit like that. But they were harder. But then you can hear the influence in Motley Crue and all those bands from out of Los Angeles and shit like that out of the '80s.
3 Lockbox from Sammy Hagar is directly Rory Gallagher. I mean, he did that riff first, and then Sammy Hagar took it and made it
Fucked it
bigger.
all up.
Yeah.
Rory's amazing. That's another guy I don't think gets enough credit. I
Yeah.
can listen to him play guitar all day long. Man, it's
Hey.
amazing.
I never heard of him. I've never heard of him before until 5 years ago when I came down here and your brother said, "Hey, douchebag, listen to Rory." And really, I'd never heard of him before, but there's so much blues shit
Yeah.
that he did first that everybody else did afterwards and made it famous.
What do we? What'd you crack open there?
That's pretty
Oh, so-
sour.
Oh yeah, well, everybody already started tasting. Well, while we were talking about music, I passed around another. This is a sour ale. This is a red sour ale.
Holy cannoli!
That needs a little lettuce and salad go
That's
to it.
sour.
I haven't even tried it yet.
It's like the Warheads,
Yeah, that's like salad dressing.
but I kind of dig it.
So it's a sour red ale with mulberries. Red wine barrel fermented ale. And they left it in, and then they left it in for a year after it aged for a year, and then put it in with some mulberries for another couple months. So this is a year and a half. This is almost a year and a half, over a year old.
It's like you're
Friggin' drink.
chomping on a bunch of frickin' fresh currants and
Mulberries.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a
I
pucker
never had.
factor.
I heard I mean,
Normally it's you get the cherries is what everybody uses
Yeah.
for the pucker factor, but and even raspberries. But raspberries are still kind of mild once you actually use them. The tartness goes out of raspberries. But.
It's a no for Mickey.
Woo! What do you think there, Ryan?
And again, remember age in a red wine barrel too. So you're adding the grapes, you're adding the mulberries, yeah, and it's a red ale already.
I'm kind of digging it, Ernie. You don't look like you like it either, do you?
I don't know.
I like it, man. I don't know, but I like a sour. Ryan, what do you think?
It's weird because it's initially really strong and then it kind of dissipates.
awesome.
quick.
Yeah, they get their huge bit that dry back in. It just it's
Yeah, it's
gone.
nice. It's nice and dry. Yeah, I mean it's a 7.2.
After
want
the
any more?
salad, we need a steak.
There you go.
Who's that by?
Sorry, that is it's called Carolina Bauernhaus, South Carolina. I think it's called the Kiowa.
Kiowa?
Yeah, the artwork's pretty cool though. It's a nice little piece of artwork on the side.
I'm digging it.
But
I
it's
like
a South Carolina one. Normally, we've been getting a lot of the sours out from from West Coast. Haven't really gotten
Yeah.
a lot of East Coast stuff lately.
Talking about music and beer, it almost looks like a Blackfoot album cover.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's just like a skull with an Indian headdress kind of thing on it, and I'm guessing
Native American.
I'm sorry, whatever. That's racist.
Sorry.
No, I'm actually. I think it's great because it's got just enough tart that it doesn't, but it's not so tart that it's hitting that spot in your jawbone, right there. When you get the real cherry ones or tart cherry ones.
No, it's just that's right at the beginning,
It's,
right at the top of your tongue.
It's like a good kind of like a good red wine, man. For me, that's pretty awesome. That's the first red ale.
I like it.
It's the first red ale sour I've had.
Yeah.
They're normally just using just a regular plain golden ale or gold to make a golden sour. You know why they named it that way? Come on, man. They had to. Yeah.
No,
It's exactly appetizing for it, but no, man, that's pretty awesome.
What about some debut albums that you guys remember as a kid? Like some of the first stuff you heard.
Yeah, but you're gonna yell at all.
And
This is why I hate doing music shows with you sometimes, though, and your brother, all in the same room.
Why?
Because you guys make fun of most of mine, because
It's all right.
music was
didn't hear
different
you.
for you.
Who are you gonna say?
No, it's gonna be
Madonna
Run
does
DMC?
not count.
Well, that was,
Jovi.
that was a great one. That was actually great. Beastie Boys was good, but others were a little better.
I'll
Hey,
Paul's
Beastie
Boutique.
Boys are fucking awesome.
I don't.
No, you're gonna
but,
hate- well-
their debut album. I mean, it's influential and it was awesome and it's a great first album. But Paul's Boutique. For me,
Oh no, that's where I was
Beastie Boys
going.
is
That was
way
where I
to
was
go.
going.
So,
Paul's Boutique
I
was
mean,
so much better in every respect.
yeah.
But no, because again, it's where my timeline was. But Nirvana was iconic to me, But because I was in high school, and
Obviously, it was a huge influential
very
album,
huge at that
but
time.
I thought
I mean, come
10
on.
blew it away. Pearl Jam's album was so much better. Mother Love Bones debut album was so much better to me.
Temple of the Dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's
Nirvana was just a simpleton band, and
Well, but this stuff just didn't hit, and like I'm in Hawaii when
Yeah.
going to high school when that stuff's coming out,
Yeah.
and we just that's what hit
Oh,
in
I
our
remember.
side.
Yeah, definitely. It made. I mean, I remember first hearing it, it was like fucking. It was awesome. And
Yeah.
Jane's Addiction, I thought was amazing. The
Oh,
first album,
that
when
stuff
it
was-
first
yeah,
came
that was
out.
good.
And that album still I think is amazing. But Pearl Jam, I thought pound for pound, just a better band. much better first album.
No, Jane's Addiction had released the live album first before they actually released that first
Right,
studio.
studio album. Yeah, that live album was amazing.
Yeah.
That's hard to find. I don't think I've ever seen it on an album.
I've never seen it on vinyl either.
That's my brother's favorite.
The live?
Jane's Addiction, all that, just any of it. I mean, my nephew's middle name was Perry. The kids are named after Perry Farrell and Maynard Keenan.
Yeah.
Maynard.
From my brother.
Lived in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Tool and that were all his those are big ones for him. For me though, I mean the ones that I can really remember are things like Run DMC and BC Boys, and surprisingly enough, Ice Cube and NWA.
Well, you grew up. I mean, MTV was influential with you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean. You didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have. That was where I started.
I was the
listening to
youngest, so I
music.
already had music influence before before MTV and shit like that. So, but I mean, there was stuff I heard on MTV. I remember hearing Alice in Chains the first time on MTV, and nobody heard of them. Nobody
Yeah,
talked
but I think
about
you could
them
only
for
get
years
that on
after,
Headbangers Ball, or not
Yeah,
Headbangers
yeah.
Ball. There was one of the off night, the off night once a week shows or whatever. They didn't play that in regular rotation.
No, hell no.
Till they quit playing music videos on MTV.
You got freaking Aerosmith for
oh dear God,
20 hours a day. Jesus Christ.
God, that was just nothing but
Walk this way.
Yeah,
no, that would have been all right.
Awesome.
No, it was all the cheesy shit they did at Pump and all that crap they did all through the 90s and all that. Just, God, they were a horrible band. And it sucks because what a good band they were until they got clean and sober.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Pussies.
That ruins everything.
God damn them.
Yeah, it never burns. It never seems to burn as bright for those bands that start to get clean and sober. I think if we dig through, you could probably find a few that have done really, made some really good stuff after. But it's when they're drunk. They make some of the greatest stuff.
Yeah.
Guns.
I don't know why their brains are open, or I don't know. I don't even know how they function and make music when they're that freaking drunk and wasted all the time.
Well, the Doors, of course, had Manzarek. I mean, that was their saving grace because there would have been anything without him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a Doors fan.
I
Not a fan.
think they're
I know the
amazing.
music.
Krieger's awesome, but I mean, never would have went anywhere without that keyboard and the sounds of Manzarek. I mean, he was the Doors to me. I mean, the writing, everybody talk about Morrison. He had his stage presence, but it's songs. The more you see you read that stuff, it's pretty childish. The poetry's not that great.
It's not. It's garbage.
And a lot of people get consumed with the lead vocalist.
Yeah.
The lead person in the band. If it's a guitar player like Eddie Van Halen or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times,
It's always about the front man.
The bottom line is the front person is the weakest person.
Oh, usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah.
Yeah, There's an old quote I like from. It's not a quote, but it's a movie quote. But Philip Seymour Hoffman says in Almost Famous, Doors. He's a buffoon posing as a poet. Now give me the guess who. They have the balls to be drunken buffoons, and that makes them poetic.
And of course, he was playing Lester Bangs, who was a horrible critic.
I know.
Awful. What an idiot. He had no idea about music.
No, I know, but I always found it funny. I always love it's funny as hell.
But they all call Lester Bangs like the greatest critic of all time, and he was a moron.
Yeah.
He didn't know fucking music.
I've read some of that. Yeah, it was just
He
like come on,
trashed
man.
Black Sabbath, and I mean, it was like he was a buffoon.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you really try? Come on, man. But that just may have been his kitsch. That was his gimmick.
He was a good
I'm
writer.
gonna trash. Yeah, good writer, but I'm gonna trash everything that everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate the things that everybody else likes because that makes me cool and different.
That's what
So he was like Brian.
That's what I always thought about Paul Stanley and Kiss.
What?
He was the odd man out. You know?
Yeah.
The least talent in the band.
Mm-hmm. By far.
You got Ace Frehley just came out with a new album that kicks ass.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Peter Criss was a great drummer. Gene
Yeah.
Simmons was the act.
Best
And Paul
drummer
Stanley
on earth in the 70s.
Paul Stanley just filled in and just took all the glory.
The lead singers do that most of the time.
Well, that was Gene.
They're nothing
Gene-
without the band.
Gene and Paul and
Yeah, I was never a big Kiss fan though either. I never got. Never got it. Never got it at all.
Hey, business is business. Selling out is selling out. And Gene Simmons made it as far as he did because he knew how to sell it.
Oh, yeah. He's a marketer. Yeah. He has nothing but marketing.
70s and 80s, that was the greatest show to go see.
He makes He makes more. He makes more money off Kiss fucking licensed fucking merchandise now than he ever did.
I was
before.
a member of the Kiss Army. I had Dynasty.
Hey, they were
I had the Disco Freakin' album.
Detroit Rock City.
So
everybody had it at the time. I get it. I just never got
we
it.
couldn't. We remember we had my mom and dad. We had to wait till they went away for went up for night. We had to pull out the Rush and the Kiss albums that night when they were gone because it was satanic. And Alice Cooper, yeah. My mom would make me pray for Alice Cooper at night when I was a kid. Yeah.
Please give me a steak worshiping motherfucker, please.
Yeah, look how well that did. Good job there.
Yeah.
Hey,
it worked. Now he's golfing with Goldwater.
Yeah.
All right for him.
My buddy actually he still does I don't know if it's syndicated now or what, but my buddy actually does all the voice work and has for years for a show he does out of Arizona.
All right.
He's actually a nice guy. He's a very nice guy. But he's a golfer now. Yeah, it's just weird.
A golfer.
Yeah, it's just so strange, you know. You're like, hey, let's put the before and the after. Okay, I'm not sure how you get there.
Now, my opinion, golf would be worth watching if you got to tackle the guy if he missed a shot. If he missed a shot, then you got to wipe him the fuck out. Hey, we got a sport, right?
They call it in that field hockey. Yeah. Lacrosse.
Yeah, lacrosse.
Basically
it's hockey. It's hockey.
Another great band back in the 80s, you know.
Hey, I grew up
burned
up
out
north,
and faded away with Skid Row.
Oh, that's all right.
I was a big Skid Row fan.
Hey, that was a great first album. It's a great debut album.
Sebastian fucking Bach. Can you, I don't even, Axl Rose is not as big as a fuck up as Sebastian Bach, okay? I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Hey, you showed up on the Trailer Park Boys.
Everybody needs money. Fuck.
Well, you got to sell out at some point. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You can't talk about debut albums without talking about Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Ozzy.
Yep.
Probably the best.
Naomi Geezer
debut album ever.
Old. Hey, the only other album that I would even contest, and that's because I'm a prick, but ACDC 74 Jailbreak. Most of us have not heard that album because it was never released in the United States. But 74 Jailbreak is, in my opinion, way better.
Everything with Bon Scott was better.
What? No,
but that album was amazing.
Scott, yeah.
AC/DC, I think, doesn't. Those Bon Scott years were fucking incredible and influential in a lot of ways. But the Black Sabbath album, man, come on. I don't think it's the first and best, and it still blows my mind that you read these articles now and it's not even on the top number one of heavy metal albums, which is absurd. It's one of the best albums of all, the first debut albums of all time. One of the best albums of all time. Yeah. Not just debut.
No,
it's an amazing album.
I agree.
Even if you don't like that music and you don't like Ozzy's voice is amazing, but the musicianship is absolutely phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And hearing Geezer and Ward together, those two, you don't even need Iommi. I could just listen to Ward and Geezer play, and I'm done because it's just phenomenal. And the stuff they're doing was amazing.
Absolutely
phenomenal. But that album, I couldn't imagine listening to that for the first time back then. It amazes me that be hearing that for the first time.
To have the crowds running for the doors.
Yeah. For the early 70s, you had Cream?
Yeah.
That
67
was maybe
was that their first?
more talented. Maybe more talented.
Maybe more talented, but I don't know if they sounded better together. There's some Geezer and Ward together. There's something both. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me,
with Cream, you had the drummer and the bass player fucking hating each other.
Oh, they were trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
So it got crazy.
Yeah.
So it got out of control. And even now, today, when I listen to vinyl of Cream, I have to turn my fucking bass down on my stereo because it's fucking out there. I'm going to blow my speakers. I blew 2 sets of speakers. No shit listening to Cream. So, I mean, it's nuts, but yeah, definitely. Ozzy's first album, Ozzy Osbourne himself in Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And his solo album, Blizzard of Oz.
Yeah,
that's
no.
his first solo
No.
album.
Yeah, another amazing.
I'll tell you what, Princess stays up at nights learning the Black Sabbath and the Ozzy bass lines. And then, I swear to God, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear this howling. Rudy Sarzo's a bitch because she plays the bass better than that motherfucker. So,
It's amazing. I don't know what happened to Ozzy in the 80s. I mean, he just... They're showing some of those old stuff with him, but when he would write, those guys would put tunes together. He'd come in and just sit down and start putting lyrics to it, and his lyrics were amazing. Yeah. The Black Sabbath stuff and the Blizzard, even Blizzard of Oz, those lyrics I don't think could match what he was doing in Black Sabbath. But then he just went brain dead because that shit he did in the 80s when he turned fat and then turned into a woman for a while there. It was just awful.
I'm starting to get a little concerned.
He looked like the barefoot Contessa for a while there.
well,
I'm getting a little worried though. Sitting next to Rick here, because if your dog's staying up late night and learning the guitar and talking to you, I'm pretty sure that's how Berkowitz started.
That's what crossed my mind.
Fuck you, Douglas.
3:30 in the morning, the dog's talking to you. Hey, hey.
Well, she's got to learn the shit somewhere, right?
Oh, sorry. All right.
But talking about heavy metal, I mean, in the beginnings of heavy metal, obviously one of the best drummers of all time, Carmine, who was with Vanilla Fudge. That album, I know people talk about being the beginning of heavy metal, but 13th Floor Elevators, I mean, that was probably really rocky. Rocky Erickson, I think blending those sounds of psychedelic and that raunchy guitars and turning everything up and cranking it up was really probably the birth, I think, of
psych rock.
Yeah.
Vanilla Fudge.
That album, yeah, amazing album, amazing first album.
Yeah.
Carmine played with everybody, didn't he? Didn't he play with?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell, he played with. Didn't he play with Rod Stewart for a while?
Cactus, I believe.
Yep.
Cactus.
I've got Rod Stewart albums with. Yeah,
I think he played with Stewart. Yeah.
I shit you not. I had no clue. So one of my favorite songs, just from hearing old songs new again and all that was it Ooh La La Faces.
Oh yeah.
Ooh La La?
Oh yeah.
I'm listening to it in Texas with my brother. He's taking me to the airport whenever it comes on, and he's like, "Is it?" And I'm like, and he said, I don't want to hear another Rod Stewart song. I'm like, another one? What are you talking about? I literally
Rod
had
Stewart.
Wasn't it Faces? Was
Rod Stewart? Yep.
Again? Yeah, and I was like, literally been listening to that for years. No clue that was Rod Stewart at all because I'm tired.
Stewart used to be really cool.
Man,
Rod Stewart used to be really cool.
Yeah.
For a while.
I think of it more as what's his name from the Rolling Stones. The guitar player that died a long time ago.
Mickey Dickey.
Oh, Brian Jones.
Brian Jones.
Yeah, he played.
I
with
mean
Faces.
to coincide with that.
Brian Jones played with the Faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
He's on
I
that
think
album
so.
I got.
Are you sure?
Really?
I don't know. I'm drunk.
I don't think Brian Jones played it. Maybe.
He may have contributed.
I
Maybe he
thought
did. I
so.
don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know.
so.
Maybe he played on
I
something.
could be
Look
wrong.
it up.
I thought so, though.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't something. I don't know. He was Matt. That sucks. That was the guy that was burned out and gone too soon because he was.
Hey, we need a beer from our sponsors. Well,
Yes.
our other sponsor
Other
for the night.
sponsor
Our other
for,
sponsor for the night. We gotta make sure we get this
1056.
in.
Thank you, Mike and Erica. We have some. Is this the
Orange isn't. This is the. I figured this
orange
would be
is the new black.
I figured this would be an easy transition off of sours to a black IPA at least.
Yeah.
It's not a stout. We're not jumping the shark on this one or anything.
No.
So.
And we were talking a little bit. I had the black IPA, so I don't think any of us are big fans of the black IPA.
No, I am.
Do you really?
Oh, fuck.
Did you have this?
Man, that bass line is fucking awesome.
You like it?
I'm sorry, man. If it's got
Did
a
you get
good
any?
bass line, I like it. I can't help it.
Kind of like a porter.
It's dark, but it's definitely not a porter. But yeah, there's. I think this is delicious, and we had the New Holland's got that orange dragon's milk out.
Oh.
No, tastes like old grandma. It's nasty.
Awful.
Really? I was thinking it tastes like one of those chocolate oranges, that you usually buy.
No.
It's awful.
Tastes like
God
orange
awful.
cough syrup. Like the stuff you used to take when you were a kid. It's awful.
Not good.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
For New Holland, that's a bummer. How you ruin Dragonsville?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, how you fuck up Dragonsville?
Still nothing better than the original, but yeah,
well, yeah.
not good.
Blood
But
orange.
I don't know if this would work or not, but I really dig this orange. Yeah, I think this is good. It's definitely get the orange out of there. It's a really big orange aroma.
So, has Black IPA become an official BJCP
That
beer or not, or flavor?
That I don't. Not that I know of.
Like, it's because I think this is more along. This is, again, I'm fine with it. What I meant, I'm speaking in Black IPAs totally. Most of the time when they first came out, it seemed like it was just a spoiled or a soured. Something went wrong with your stout or your porter or something in that flavor profile.
Black IPA.
Yeah, like ours. We had our stout, and we
Fucked it up.
fucked it up apparently. Mr. Dan Gore came by and said, "Is this supposed to be a black IPA?" No. It's a
Yeah.
stout. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But no. but it seemed like a bad thing, when I originally started hearing it, because I'm like, there's no such thing as a black. But again, I never thought there was anything such as a white stout or anything like that. So, or again, the NEPA. The NEPA being, is still still. Well, now I think NEPA's actually now a BJCP category. I think
They
now.
do. Yeah, they do the NEPAs.
It took a while.
I don't know
but-
what the black IPA is.
Well, yeah, we'll have to. I'll look that up. We should probably know more than that, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm not bad. It's again. I think
like
this is an easy transition off of sours.
Yeah.
Because you don't, your palate's still kind of in that range. I'm worried that my palate's too dry or whatever from the sours, but
Don't worry, Ernie, it's gonna get very heavy here in a minute. It's
All
gonna
right.
It's gonna get black and
What?
milky.
Bring
And,
it
yeah,
on.
there's gonna be we've got a few others in there.
We've got to try this one
Yeah.
while we're still.
I mean, I do have a black sour ale as well. I wonder
Black
what the
sour
difference between
ale?
a black sour ale and a black IPA.
I don't know. I can't dig this. I like it.
No,
it's good.
it's pretty good.
I like the. There's a huge orange aroma in there, and
The aroma's there, but I'm getting more of the. I think I'm getting a little too much of the zest. I'm not sure. I think there might be too much. If that's how they got the orange in it, was
I don't
the
know.
straight-
I dig it. I think
it
it's
tastes
good.
like the zest. I think I'd like to see a little more just straight up orange in the flavor too, maybe a little bit.
Definitely
You like this
different.
one,
but still
eh?
very good.
Yeah, I like this
I
one.
think it's really good. I don't know.
Oh no, it's still great. It's playing with, it's messing with
It
me a
is.
little bit.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah,
And it's
it's clean. It is awfully clean
Yeah.
too. It's nice and cold. Temperature's just right on it. It's going down smooth and easy.
I dig it.
Ryan, what's your what you got?
Is this a sponsor?
Yeah, but they know us. No, I mean, just
If
you
you don't like
can
it, you
just
don't
say
like
it's
it.
not your thing. you
No,
know?
it's not.
Yeah, and again, like I said, black IPA is new, same like
Typically don't-
NEPA's
yeah.
were. I'm not a big black IPA fan. It's not off-putting, is what and I could drink a couple of those. Actually, it's nice and
I like
clean.
it.
It's light.
Beer Brewery does a good black IPA that I can
I
drink.
haven't had that one yet.
And
or I might
I
have.
really
but-
like this, but there's only a few that I like, and I do like this.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Very, a whole lot of orange there, but I'm
Yeah.
getting it mainly from the zest. I think not from. I'd like to see if they were what they were using for it. Just
And
straight
I
up
think it
zest
just
or
works better in this. I don't like the orange in the stouts. I just don't like that.
orange
don't like
chocolate. You don't like chocolate
No,
orange
I
kind
don't
of stuff?
think it works. It's just there's too much, too sweet. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's some. Well, the acidity throws off.
Yeah.
If you're going to go with, because you're throwing acid in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's the zest or anything else, you're throwing acid in there, and it just doesn't always work. Rick's like, no.
I'm tasting like a
No more beer.
a mild chocolate coffee after the orange, and
It's
kind of
Yeah,
weird.
it
It's
did-
weird.
It's
Yeah.
dry.
And
It's
this
kind of
chocolate
very
is dry. Getting everything out of there. I don't know. You pick up everything in there. I like it. I think
Definitely.
it's
That's
done
awesome.
well.
Let me tell you what. Take a break. I'll play a little music or
Yeah, come
drop
back
a
with
sponsor
more
or something, and we'll be
come
right
back
back.
some stouts and porters for Ernie.
Sweet.
Aloha, Pastor Poi Mahalo. It's Cluck for the Jason and Cluck Show, and this is the Blind Pig Confessions here on the internet. www.whatever.
If you're a craft beer guy who can't get it nearby, do yourself a favor and log on to TAVR.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, yes, I did just steal that from somebody, but it doesn't matter. This is Kevin Thorne, formerly from the WWE and ECW, and you are listening to the Blind Pig Confession of the
world champions of podcast.
Hey,
wow!
Holy cow!
There you go. That's the loudness. So we're back. We're still talking about well, we got a whole ton of beer still in front of us. There might be a show 2. There might be a show 3. I'm not sure how show 3 will do with whether it's terrible or not. You know, that's how we do it here. We're talking music too, some influential stuff, and I do have to say this. I was looking up because I was Ernie was talking about Sebastian Bach, earlier, and I was just trying to Google where is he?
Canada.
Hold on, no, but I swear, I shit you not, I kept reloading the page like 3-4 times because I kept going, Sebastian Bach, where is he? And it came up with a picture on the first page, and I'm like, why is this does not look like him? Why is Avril Lavigne on my freaking search page for Sebastian Bach? Shit you not. Because I was just glancing, I wasn't really
around.
focusing.
See it.
I was like, he looks like it looks like Avril Lavigne, and I was like, wow.
Who probably had one of the best debut albums of all time for skater punk.
No, I mean, I was just glancing past it, and I'm
Holy
like,
shit.
I'm like, what does that look like?
That's
I don't
creepy.
know. He's better looking.
But no, I shit you not. I reloaded like 3-4 times. I was like, did I type the search in wrong? What the hell's happening?
Is this an American Wild Ale?
He's bird.
So, all right. So, as we do, we drink the beers. And is this a TAVR one, or where'd you get this one?
Yeah.
Are your headphones still messing up?
It is.
Yeah, it's on and off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we'll have to fix that at some point.
This is a Mickey
One day
pick.
when we get money.
Michelle, why did you want this?
Where'd you get this, Mickey?
Because of the picturesque opportunity.
Potatoes?
Michelle's an incredible photographer, and I don't know if that's why she got this, or
No, I
where did you get
you
this?
just thought it sounded amazing, right?
TAVR.
Oh, okay. Well, this was the TAVR one. Who's
Yeah.
the brewery on this one? You got to read it out. You got to read the descriptions. You're the one with glasses on. Don't give it to the guy without glasses.
Why did you buy this? What stood out? Just the Spud beer just sounded.
It sounded so weird.
I haven't had I can't say I've had a potato beer.
It's
right, that's why I got it.
I've had potato vodka.
It's a New York wild ale brewed with potatoes,
Okay.
aged in white red wine barrels. Best Spuds.
Why not?
I don't know where's the brewery at. Oh, Plan B Farm Brewery. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a brew. There you go.
I think it's supposed to be stick it. I think that's the play on words for stick 'em in a stew. That was Samwise Gamgee. That was what he said. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. It's Lord of the Rings. Come on. Nobody's seen Lord of the Rings? What, am I the only one around here? Come on.
It's 9.4.
Nerd.
Yep, pretty much. Are you still trying to read?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody,
It's.
nobody gets
Need some
the
glasses?
reference.
I've never heard of this Plan B before. Plan B Farm Brewery.
I've heard of Plan B a couple times.
Not Planet B. Plan B.
No, Mickey gets it.
So speaking of Lord of the Rings,
You didn't get that at all?
Planet B.
No, Plan
no,
B.
Plan B.
Oh no.
Now we got it.
He's a little slow.
I was dorking out more than you were.
You suck.
Uh,
I'm all right with it. I mean,
I-
I don't know what the potato brings to it. I guess it tastes like a wild ale. That's fine.
I definitely get potato out of that. I can taste it on the backside coming back. There's potato, the dry. I don't know. There's something about it, but I actually kind of like it. I think it's a good beer, man.
It's different.
It's
No,
definitely.
it's a wild ale. I get it. Again,
I think.
I
it's
guess I'd have to have a generic wild ale and then a potato wild ale next to each other.
I don't know if you would not know it
It's
if
not
there
bad.
was not potatoes in there.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah, I
if
would
they
have
needed
known.
that. But I'll tell you what, I think it's good.
Yeah, I would not have known if,
No.
if there was that there was a potato in it.
I like the back end of it.
Yeah, that's yes, he does.
But how do you like the beer, Ryan?
No,
Oh,
I
poor guy. I gotta get his
actually I really
headphones.
think this is.
No, they've all been
diggable.
awesome.
I'd like
They've
to see
actually-
what else they have because I think this is a good beer.
They've actually been pretty awesome. Again, maybe it's I don't know what I tend to just eat like mashed potatoes and stuff, so don't have a whole lot of experience with like a raw potato and how it's going to put the starch. It's going to just be
I get
starchy,
that's
though.
that's what I do
Oh,
taste
you're-
that
you're
starch.
grabbing the starch
I'm
in
getting
it.
that
Okay.
starchiness out of it, and I don't know what would it taste like without potatoes in it. If they would do anything to the flavor at all, but I do catch that starchiness on the coming back out on the backside. But
All right, Ernie.
I like it.
I definitely don't taste any potato.
Oh, got
But
it.
how's the beer? Still good though.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's still not bad. It's not bad for an ale, for a wild ale.
There's
you know?
nothing you're going to drink 3 or 4 of, but
I don't know. In the summertime, in the heat.
That does seem like a fresh, good summer beer.
Yeah,
give me a
yeah.
hazy or a juicy in the summertime.
Well,
not
yes,
a sour.
I don't
yes,
see that.
but I can still, but I can have those different ones. Like I can have several sours on a hot day, or
Poughkeepsie.
several Nipas on a hot day. I'm not going to mix them, but this is one I could actually probably drink. And most of these sours we've had, I could actually probably drink a couple of these.
It's potatoes from Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, give me a good
I don't
steak or
see-
some crab legs to go with this. Yeah, it might fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a ABV on it.
Actually, I get the sours going better with stuff like a pork or a dish or something like that because a little fruitier and stuff that tends to go with a pork meal or something a little better.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. The fruity one, yeah.
The fruity
sours go better with pork.
I don't see an ABV on there, but I think I like it. You like that, Michelle?
It's okay.
I think it's really good.
I like it too.
It's not bad.
No,
I
there's
think it's
nothing
my
wrong
favorite
with
one
it.
so far.
I could crush this. I think it's a good beer.
Oh, yeah, you could definitely crush it. I mean, speaking of which, here, put more in my glass.
Yeah, I don't know what the ABV is, but I think this is really damn good. Well, you guys take it. For
Well,
fuck's
yeah,
sake.
I know they're fighting over it.
I like it.
I'll fight you, Ryan.
Yeah. So what are we listening to?
Yeah, we did put
Judas
something
Priest,
on in the
Sin
background.
After Sin.
What's that?
Judas Priest, Sin After Sin.
Which is another, well, not this one, but yeah, I mean, that Judas Priest was one of those, well, they're still around. How would you say he was 72? He's not 72 or
He's
anything.
only 7. He's almost 70.
Is he really? Is he that
Yeah.
damn old? God damn. And he's still on
I'll
tour.
Google it just for you.
He probably is pretty damn close.
Well, yeah, he's got to be 67, 68.
They didn't start that sound, but they definitely started that look with the leather and the.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're
Their
the ones
first
that.
album was 69.
Was it 69 the first?
1969.
No, Judas Priest?
Yes.
What was the first album? Rock-a-Rolla?
Something weird like
No,
that.
he was still wearing the robes, and he wasn't in the leather back in '69 yet.
No.
Yeah, he was still confused.
But yeah. No, he
I just love
switched
the fact that
leather
all
in,
those-
like
all those-
74.
Yeah,
All those heavy metal bands fell in order with that dress code.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. We
Still
must
do.
wear must wear leather.
There
It
was
made
one
money.
before that I got at home on a cassette. It wasn't called Rock or Roll. It was
You mean an
something else.
8-track?
rock and roll.
You mean an 8-track?
I think, yeah, I remember that.
An 8-track cassette?
An
Yeah.
EP and an 8.
Because when did
I don't think they had cassettes back then.
when did British Steel come out?
British Steel was right after Sin After Sin.
Was it?
Yep.
Was it still on one of those drums that you turn and it just makes a little?
Hey, I got one of those at my
yeah,
house.
Rick. Yeah.
You
Probably
wanna hear
But does it got
it?
Judas? But does
You
it got
go
Judas
ahead.
Priest on the tube? Is it?
Yeah, I probably do.
He had it transferred from his 8-track to his what is it called? I don't even know. There's a name for that tube.
78.
There's a name for that. Those tubes that used to would carve in like the early. It was basically an early record.
British
Yeah.
Steel, 79.
He's 67. Rob Halford's 67.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
it.
that's what I-
He
that's
looks
what I
way
thought.
older.
Years active, 1969 to present.
Hey, me too.
Yeah.
You're that old? Jesus, man.
50 years old this week.
Oh no
Man,
shit.
you're old as dirt.
Oh shit.
I'll be 52. May.
You're older than me?
50
Yeah,
as
I'm in May.
You mean as well?
As
or
well.
You're a May
Oh,
baby
okay.
As
too.
well.
He will
yeah.
be 50 as well.
Old man, Ernie. Good. That's good to know. I'm not the old man out now.
You got way more gray hair than he does.
Yeah, but I dye mine.
Yeah, you
Dyes his
yours,
white.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He bleaches his white. He bleaches all his beard hair and everything white. Yeah.
Michelle, do you have a first album you heard, the debut album back in the day that you? Come on.
ABBA.
Hey, no, she's not an ABBA fan.
Madonna, like a virgin.
Barry Manilow. Carrie, our sister's a huge Barry Manilow fan. So was Erica from 1056. She was big. Found that out tonight. But you know, I mean, something that stands out.
How can you not like ABBA?
I think
I don't know. It's
I keep-
fucking weird.
I keep
Rick, come on, man.
I keep thinking.
You know, I know. I know. Every
No.
night we're not over there, you have ABBA just blasting out.
Yeah, the neighbors love it.
That's why Princess is deaf. It's not from old age. It's from ABBA. And weed.
Dancing Queen.
You dancing queen.
Dancing Queen and Sativa.
What about you, Patty?
What?
I mean, we're not gonna laugh. I mean, we might, but
No, I told you mine. One of my mine was Nirvana.
yeah.
But then I had, I go back to,
But even before that, do you have?
well, that was Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys.
Belle Biv DeVoe was. See, there you go.
There you go.
Wasn't gonna laugh at all, huh?
No, I said we probably will.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
I
an
told you that's why I
asshole.
hate talking music with you. Oh no,
I'm
Paul's
an-
Boutique is awesome.
I'm an asshole. That's
No,
my fault.
I mean, my brother listened to a bunch of weird shit too that I didn't even, Violent Femmes, and these are things that I
Yeah.
picked up on ancillary though. Most of what I listened to was hip hop and stuff when I was growing up. It's just what was happening and where I was at. Elementary school down on Washington and Arlington for here, and then
Yeah.
we moved to Tucson, and it's still all my friends. Actually, way up through most of my life has been a mixture of the hip hop and alternative music.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get into listening or remembering a bunch of songs, from the old days. And I know most of the stuff I listen to. I have a strange, eclectic collection. So, really, Belle Biv DeVoe was one of my, original ones that I know I had a cassette of that. I know I had a cassette of Beastie Boys, Licensed to Ill. I know I had a Run DMC. But my brother had Violent Femmes. He got me into. He got listening to, and had me listening to a lot of it was like Violent Femmes, the Dead Kennedys, and some of that stuff. A little more punk and some weird stuff.
Club
like
music.
That. No, Dead Kennedys was no club music. No, I don't think
Kennedys
any
are
club
awesome.
ever played Dead Kennedys.
Echo and the Bunnymen.
Echo and the
Bunnymen
Bunnymen.
was
That's an
great.
amazing.
Smiths.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smiths was good. Yeah, and
Smiths were awesome.
I was big into a lot of for the retro stuff because I'm born in '75, so when I started listening to music, it was the '80s. So,
Right.
but like New Order, I ended up listening to a lot of the British stuff.
talking about, New Order. I mean, Joy Division.
Joy Division
That
was
first
awesome.
album was amazing.
The Happy Mondays, man.
Oh yeah.
That was great shit.
Yep.
But I didn't hit that until a bit later.
Right.
So, like I said, a lot of my stuff was just old school hip hop or early hip hop and all that kind of stuff. So.
You talk about punk. I mean, it's funny. People talk about the roots of punk and the first punk stuff, and you can always talk about early Joe Jackson and stuff like that, and guys were getting out there. But people talk about getting in the metal and stuff. And they talk about King's X, and it always kills me because I could not get into King's X at all whatsoever. And people talk about their debut album. I hated it, but there was a band out of Detroit, with '74, Death.
Oh, Death.
Death was such an three brothers who was before punk, and it was so unique. They were a funk band who started listening to the Who and like holy shit, and started listening to metal. That was
definitely the
Politicians in my incredible album that didn't come out till years later, didn't get released. But three brothers who were living in Detroit who just fell in love. They were playing funk and just fell in love with
Did you
more
watch
of
the
the rock and roll.
documentary? Did you watch they did a documentary?
Oh
on
yeah.
it. It was pretty weird.
The album's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, didn't they find that album up in the attic? They had
I
found
think
a bunch
so.
of
Then
copies.
they finally released it. Yeah, it never got released, and then it got released in like 2000 something. I mean, But
Documentary is awesome. You got to watch the documentary if you haven't.
and it's
band
sad
called
because
Death,
yeah.
that album was so good, and what those guys could have done because they were they were before
any of it. Yeah.
They were ahead of their time, and nobody heard of them.
CBGB's
And
was.
they're like,
I don't even
you
think CBGB's was open yet, or even they never even played. Which was the home of the punk. Where all punk. Where all the punk bands would perform and all that. So, but yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I think it was kind of before that, or at least right at that time, and they didn't even really get a chance. I got to watch the documentary again because I forget kind of really what happened. Why they didn't really go anywhere.
Nobody wanted to pick him up. I mean, three black guys
Yeah,
playing heavy metal.
playing heavy metal punk,
They thought, well, nobody knew what was punk then. They didn't know
right,
what
it
they
was-
were doing.
yeah, it was just
They
loud.
couldn't
It was
put
loud.
They couldn't grasp it.
It was loud. There wasn't
but
really a groove
yeah,
to it.
Yeah.
And so, it was just awkward for the times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
definitely.
going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas now, it's like, whatever.
Then
They got
Living
back
Color
together for a
comes
while.
out.
And I don't know what they were really. I'm sure the music
Yeah.
completely changed after 20 years, but It's sad that they couldn't have got something going because
well, a lot of that always
what
had
they could have done.
Yeah, a lot of that had the problem of the times as far as the racism and and things like that. Like even like Aaron see in Living Color, that was, still it was something different, and it really it had one good hit, and they just didn't go anywhere. But it was still, I think, a lot of just why are these guys, these kinds of people, singing this kind of music, and so it just throws people off, and it's unfair because there was some really good shit, that people experiment, that just all kinds of different experimentation with the music and all that. So, yeah, it was always a bummer. Are you clearing your palate there, Mick?
Yeah.
It was a great beer, man. I don't know what you're talking about. There's still some left, I think. Oh, no, wait.
So
yeah, there's a swaller. There's a swaller, Brendan. Do you want a swaller?
A swaller? Yeah.
You don't need a cup for it. It's okay. What are we passing out now?
We got some Hailstorm from, is it Hailstorm Brewery, right?
Hailstorm Brewing. Picked it up today.
Where are they at? 'Cause this is local.
This is mellow compared to what we've been drinking.
Right, but this is a local, right?
Yep.
I mean, where's it out of?
Tinley Park.
What state?
Illinois.
Okay. We have to do that for our listeners. They got to know where to pick stuff up at. Oh, I still have potato beer.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh.
All right. So Hailstorm out of Illinois.
Hailstorm or Hailstorm?
Yep. Hailstorm. I'm sorry. I was mixing Maelstrom and Hailstorm.
Where you know?
Yeah. I've been mixing everything else tonight. Why not? Sorry. This is why we do it on the radio, so you can't just see some people's initial reactions.
I think, Mickey, you thought of an album that was influential.
Did you find it?
A band.
Oh, a band.
So, yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Talking to the microphone.
Well.
Oh, Led Zeppelin.
Well, and I mean, it's funny the people who, there's not many people who don't like Led Zeppelin, but that first album was another one I couldn't imagine hearing for the first time back then. And people bitch now that, they were just stealing shit, but you know what? Who cares? That music was amazing.
No, there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. And it's like, they're like GE. They took shit and made it better because that music they did was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they did
a lot of that sound he doesn't get the credit for. John Paul Jones.
Yeah, you're right.
And see, a lot of those, I didn't get to listen to a lot of that. And so when I hear it, I know it. I know who's playing it. But like Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, any of that, it just wasn't.
That's
no. What I mean is that the music of those things, by the time I heard it, I was well into my teens and all that. And again, I can recognize it now just from a career in doing music and stuff for many years. I know the songs, but it doesn't evoke anything in me, Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, anything like that. Just doesn't, because it wasn't anywhere near what I was allowed to listen to. I'm not allowed to listen to that shit. I was growing up. My mom and dad were on the 2-week, family vacation over the summer, and it's freaking Kenny Rogers and Willie Nelson. We didn't listen to any of that. We didn't get exposed to any of that until I exposed myself to the music.
Don't expose yourself here.
There you go. Setting them up, knocking them down.
But Zeppelin took everything, man. I mean, they were the ones. They took the blues and freaking folk music and heavy metal, and just put all that shit together. Yeah. I mean, and it was unique and amazing.
Oh yeah.
And that's another album that I couldn't imagine hearing for the first time, and there was nothing like it. There wasn't anything like that out there back then.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like, and it still stands up now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the bar.
Budgie.
Those are one of the bars.
Budgie. Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
On the next show. What do we got? So we got a little bit of time left on the show, but we got to close out with another beer.
We'll close out, and we'll get in part 2 of this. But let's close out with this.
This is the Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Or the Maelstrom. No, just kidding. Hailstorm. This is the Hop Farm. Cool. This is a Brett Saison. Okay, so it still lives in the sour-ish family because it's got a Brett. Right? This is the Hop Farm?
Yes.
Okay. 5.5, dry hopped with mosaic. So, that's going to have some. I haven't even tried it yet, but I fear that. I fear for the hoppiness of it.
It's not really at all. It's on the bland side.
It's hoppy as shit, but it's mosaic, and I Mosaic is a well it just smooths shit out for me. I like it. It's juicy.
It is. That's a smooth hop.
Yeah. No.
It's a hop I think you can't do too much of to me because
you're weird.
I like the Mosaic.
Yeah, the Mosaic.
Hop,
and I think I've said it on other shows. Mosaic hops are just not for me. The pininess of it, the weird, it's
piney and juicy. There's something about that I just really, really love.
No, it's so the beer, not bad. They at least let a mild Brett on there because if a lot of the Bretts that are out are just funky and they give you, a little bit of that. It's sad to say, and I've said some of the Bretts when you exhale, you just kind of get a little bit of a vomit smell to it. It's the only thing I can say. It's. But they're usually overpowering on the Brett. They've let it funk too long, and I'm usually not a big Brett sour, when they use the Brett stuff. So, but this is very good, actually, very very balanced.
Like I said, it just got canned
it's a little
here
piney.
about 3 hours ago.
The Mosaic, it's the dry hop Mosaic that's adding that extra pininess to it. So,
where'd you get this from?
Hailstorm today.
Oh, you were there today.
Drove,
I went to Three Floyds in there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
And then
So they're out of Illinois,
here.
eh?
Yeah.
It's an Illinois brewery.
Yep. So no, that's not bad. Well, you were driving all over the place, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
It's only what,
man.
15 minutes from Three Floyds?
15 minutes from Three Floyds, right down the road.
How far from here?
What's the decent sized brewery? It's small time. I mean, what's it like? Never even heard of it.
It's kind of like Old Nation. Kind of small, warehousey brewery in an industrial park.
Hey man, that's cheap. That's easy to do on those because you can still get a lot of space for pretty cheap with the
rent.
warehousey stuff.
Pole barn's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Only hard part is like if you're trying to put in is there a tap house there, or are you just pulling up and just
No, they got
filling
a
up
tap
growlers
house there.
and
They
stuff?
got a bar, everything.
Because a lot of those warehousey ones are good. Like Scarlet Lane does that, and some of those they're kind of good for the brewery part because you can keep things cold. You don't really have to insulate. You can just kind of. But when you try to build that tap house and you have to keep people actually warm.
Mm-hmm. Cool part about it was
there.
Tonight they had a live band and they don't serve any food there. They leave that to the food trucks.
Oh yeah,
food trucks come outside, so they don't have to deal with the food.
I mean, Beer Brewery does that too.
Yeah.
I want to figure.
Smart way to do it.
It's an easy way to do it. If you can organize something with a food truck, a couple food trucks, and rotate it out each month,
You just
or
let
each
your beer,
week for the
let
month.
your beer get bigger.
Exactly. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the food or the all the because then you're inviting you've got all the other business shit you got to deal with when you start putting in food and all that stuff. Yeah. Blah. Too much pain in the ass. Make good beer. Concentrate on making good beer if you can.
All right, well, let's we gotta close this one out, boys.
Close
and
this
then,
one out. Ooh, I had a lot of good beers.
We'll come back with part 2 and some more music, and we're gonna get in some dark beers.
I'm so sour. Well, we'll come back with part 2. I don't know when you'll hear part 2, but it might be a week or two after. But we'll keep going. We'll have another home show with the dark beers.
Some more
and
TAVR
more
beers
whiskey.
and some other stout
1056.
from 1056.
Yeah, we gotta keep 1056 in there. I see a hopping frog in here somewhere in our mix of other ones too.
Yes, there is.
That one's gonna be a gamble. So listen to the next.
You tried it. It's
all right. Hold on. No, I don't want to hear it.
right.
What I'm saying is we're 50-50 on hopping frogs right
we are.
now. So
We are.
remember, 50-50 on hopping frogs.
see how it goes.
You'll have to listen to the next
dice.
show and see how the hopping frog goes.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Cheers.
Met you in a haze of days, a deja vu, blazing down the avenue, trying to make a buck or two. You said you had nothing to lose, amazed I knew you were telling truth, so we blamed the days and drove off to something new. Live on a holiday stay. What we grew in the fields is what we ate. Wasn't enough to satiate the hunger in our souls. So I drank the blended cactus and you set up on the road. Where are we going? No one really knows. But in the past you never failed to follow me. Roosters crowing, it's time for you to go. I can hear a prayer. In the Louisville strip, it was Easter time, with the banjo clip to the back upon his spine. Tin of tobacco, a bag of lies, a nomad's grip on a state of mind. You smiled back, knowing this was not goodbye. Now the rails looking for love, had a close shave and the bulb in his billy club. He followed through with being insane and dove into the country's veins. Risked it all for a better look, lost it back to write the book. Are we going? And no one really knows, but in the past you never failed to follow me. Rooster's crowing, it's time for you to go. But if you find the truth, you bring it back to me.
Roast-headed, fell to hell, drowned inside a wishing well, caught a bus back home with a tale too tall to tell.
Glassy eyes in a darkened mind, he sat completely paralyzed, like a ghost who'd lost his grip upon the grail.